We're in a political revolution right now, whether you want to be in one or not. And the sad thing is that we as Americans, we've forgotten our history. We've forgotten who we are. We've been taught to be ashamed of who we are. We've been taught that America is a racist, degenerate nation. We've been taught that to be proud of who we are is a mortal sin. And that's probably the biggest success that the establishment has had. And you know what? They're full of crap. Because what they don't want you to understand is that the American people, we've beaten them before already. Back before there was a Halliburton, back before there was a Goldman Sachs or a Bank of America, there were multinational corporations like the British East India Tea Company. And you know something? They were financed by a corrupt government. They were financed by a corrupt leadership. And they had the backing of mercenary police who didn't give a crap about the civil rights of the people who they were policing. They were called Hessian mercenaries. We are in a revolution right now. We have a chance, without firing a shot, to beat the establishment. Because see, our founding fathers, when they fought their revolution, there wasn't a ballot box for them to utilize to vote King George out of office. They couldn't vote out members of the House of Lords or the House of Commons. They didn't have a vote. You do. I do. And let me tell you something. This fight that we're engaged in right now is a political fight. We have a chance to beat the establishment. We have a chance to show them the door. We have a chance to break their monopoly on power. We have a chance to tell them no. And there's not a whole hell of a lot they could do about it if we stood up as a people with one voice, with one resolve, and said no further. We are going to take our country back. We are going to reclaim our birthright as Americans. We are going to be free men and women. We are going to stop policing the world. We're going to stop fighting these stupid wars that just go and enrich you. We're not going to send our sons and our fathers and our brothers and our cousins and our sisters and our wives to go fight and die on some faraway foreign battlefield that has absolutely nothing to do with them or with you. No more. That's what we can do. And for those of you who think that the system is too big, it's too corrupt, that it can't be beaten, it's a good thing that the Founding Fathers didn't have that same attitude in 1775 and 1776. Because if they did, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now, because you and me would still be subjects of the British Crown. We'd still be living under a dictatorship from a dictator who lives 3,000 miles away. We as Americans, we have the right to be our own sovereign. We've just simply forgotten that. It's time to remember. It's time to get serious about this revolution that we're in. It's time to stand up, and it's time for you to realize that there are people counting on you to grow a spine. And a lot of those people who are counting on you, they're not even born yet. Because it is their future that's being squandered away by our corrupt government. Our government doesn't see us as people. They see us as numbers for IOUs for borrowing money for banks. You're not a person. I'm not a person. You're a number. You're collateral. That's all any of us are in this current system. And we have a chance right now to say no. No more. And come tomorrow night, win or lose for Donald Trump, this fight's just getting started. But you mark my words, if Hillary Clinton gets elected, and this is not a threat, so please don't take it that way. That's not my intention here. But you mark my words, if we let the establishment win and we don't push back, then they're going to keep taking and keep taking and keep taking till they come to a point that they cannot be allowed to cross, and that's when this revolution will stop being a political revolution to being a physical one. We have a chance to stop that. Will you join me? Will you help? Will you get involved? Will you support those who get out and push back? Will you abandon this false paradigm of Republican versus Democrat? Because all that is a distraction. They're trying to keep you from realizing who the real enemy is. It's time to wake up. It's time to get involved. It's time to stop playing games. We are in a revolution. And it's time for you to decide where you are. Whose side are you on?